been building it for 3 years is I've been using AI to increase my level of fulfillment as a personal coach and reach a certain level of self-actualization. Because when we go and try to make a systemic change starts with people. And if we're able to raise the self-actualization, the fulfillment of collective humanity to the level where everyone finds that fulfillment within themselves, we would stop all war, we would stop all conflict, and we would collaborate with each other. And I believe I was able to kind of do a little bit of that for myself, and now it's about extending that functionality and giving that ability to the world.
Wow. Yeah, but bring it on. Hey, will you tell us a little bit about the new things you're cooking?
Yeah, there's a few things that I'm working on. One is the Economy of Wisdom Foundation and Lantern Lab Societies. That's two non-for-profit, and I'm doing this with my partner, April. Economy of Wisdom builds a philosophical foundation to promote positive culture change for organization and create a system of incentives. One of our ideas is to create a bank for underserved communities, and we were just talking with some of the potential partners and possibly some grant money there as well. The second one is provides on-the-ground outreach to the most underserved communities with AI literacy and tooling. That's the Lantern Lab Society. I'm also a partner in the company called PolarGrid, and what we're doing is we're bringing edge compute. We're taking GPUs and we're putting them at the edge to reduce the amount of latency when you're talking to those models. So it unlocks a whole bunch of use cases. And like what I'm doing is some of the interesting work. For instance, when you try to get those GPUs, you usually get them in a cluster of like 8, and you pay like $10,000 a month. Well, right now what I'm figuring out how to provide a fractional GPU at the edge to multi-tenants. So then you can get the GPU at a fraction of a cost, right? There are big security issues to figure out because you have to like script the whole software layer. You have to dig deep into the kernel, but there is some potential there. So that's my project. Thank you.
Yeah. So a dude just stood in front of you and talked to you about ending war, optimizing for human happiness, and reframing the relationship between humans. And it sounds like hyperbolic, and like in a lot of cases, like it would be, you know, but I think it kind of actually speaks to what excites me about the moment. Like clearly there's a lot of risks. And I'm 48 years old. I've lived through the social media revolution that I thought was going to bring the world together and crash, you know, governments and nationalism. And obviously that's not what we saw. We saw it be used instead to be turned into a surveillance operation on all of us or whatever, right? And so I don't mean to offer techno-utopianism, and I know that Sev does neither. But when was the last time someone talked to you about like reframing our relationship to fulfillment, work, and each other, who wasn't trying to sell you like a multi-level marketing scheme or something like that? And so I find the work that you're doing profound and bold and fucking like in your face, really, you know, a lot, because who could think that one person or one group of people could impact that? But I think this really speaks to what I see in the moment, which is like 10-year-old software companies that displaced older software companies because they were the new upstart are now the mainstream normal person that you guys can build apps, companies, or tools in a weekend that can displace these people. He's talking about building banks for poor people. Like, these are audacious ideas that in most moments, and maybe in the future we won't be able to do them, because right now everything's up for grabs, but it won't be like that forever. There will be a consolidation of power, both amongst new people who reach out and grab or create those places of power, but also amongst corporations and governments that try to tie up all those loose ends to make sure that that power doesn't like squeak outside of their control. And that's why when, who was it that I was like flag in the ground? Dean, I was like, yo, I respect you, Dean, because you putting your flag in the ground now, and your idea is gonna change 22 times between now and the future, but you're probably gonna win. That's the type of thing that I'm talking about, like unique moment. And that's why I was telling you, start your business, get in there, Eliza, go for it. Like, you don't gotta know everything, just decide that you're an online cosmetics, AI first business. And it'll change 10 times between now and when you sell it to L'Oreal. But you know what? You're in the game. And you're in the game at a time when people can step in, put out a vision, change things up, and at least have a better chance than we've ever had in my lifetime to fast track towards some of these goals, whether it be starting your first entrepreneurism, fixing emergency room problems, educating small businesses on AI, overturning Hollywood way it's done, or uniting mankind under peace and human fulfillment. So thanks, man, for sharing that. It gives me a great platform to launch off and talk about what I think I care about, what brings us together in lots of ways. I know you guys have a small